there was a thought that struck me, something that I noticed, and it raised for me a fundamental and a little bit of a trend-setting question. If you have an event in France that draws 53 participants from multiple nations, I'm really poised to ask, is SUP foiling going down the same path as regular SUP? And I really want to take a look at this, as the similarities is actually striking me. Both sports started in the waters of Hawaii. Both sports started as downwinders. Both sports started in the waves and in the downwind waters of Hawaii. Actually, in fact, it was SUP that gave rise to the foil. If it wasn't for guys like Kai Lenny, who pushed the sport so much in the early days, Saint Schweitzer and others, it was the same people that pushed the SUP sport, pushing the foil, showing what is possible. And from there, the sport spilled over to the US West Coast, Australia, and in the entire SUP world. The invention or the revigoration of the wing also really propelled the development of the foil sports forward much faster than SUP. The number of foil enthusiasts is growing rapidly, and despite the sport being so difficult, people are willing to go at length to learn it. Dock starting, winging, downwinding, it is so difficult. Nevertheless, everybody wants a piece of it, and we've seen with the M2O and the Molokai Holokai that the rise of SUP foiling is well in progress. Just like with SUP, when we had the downwind races here on Maui, it was a frenzy. There were so many downwind enthusiasts, and it wasn't easy either. Unlimited boards, it was crazy navigating those down the bumps, but the enthusiasm was huge. And now SUP downwind foiling is getting easier and easier. The equipment got a whole lot easier, thanks to Dave Colombo. We have now pump foil gear that makes it so much easier to create lift, even for flat water start. You can watch some of my videos on that one. So it is really now entering a new level. And the race in France with 56 or 53 people, we had people from Denmark there was people from Germany, there was a Swiss guy, the Hawaiian crew was there, lots of French people, and for a sport that just getting started, 53 people already on a race in Europe, that is quite remarkable. Now that the seats are set, of course, the next question is this going to go down the same path as SUP? Will the sport organize? Will we ever see flat water races? What about the pump foiling? What about SUP flat water starts? The questions are mounting, and it is really interesting to see what is going to happen. We saw last year at the boat show people in awe over flat water starts. The general public was still thinking there was a motor somewhere attached to this when these guys were zooming around in the pool. So we are absolutely in the very beginning stage of this new sport. And if 53 people in France is the elite of the elite, then can you imagine what might be coming in a year or two? It's gonna be busy, guys. Another question, of course, is how will the sport organize? Will it organize at all? Is the ISA going to be interested, or even the ICF? Well, that is a question that I'm really wondering. Or maybe the SUP foilers are smarter than the suppers, and they will, before anybody's trying to grab the sport, maybe they will just organize themselves and start an association. Wouldn't that be good? Then we would have an actual sport athlete owned and managed association instead of somebody else trying to come in and swoop in the sport. A foil association for pump foilers and downwind foilers. The wing foiling, we know that's already under the sailing association. So you guys can see there are still so many questions that are open. What will happen to the sport? If it's following the same path as SUP, that means we're going to see more flat water action. And I think that is already happening. We've seen in pump foiling for sure. We have great European flat water hubs such as Berlin, Zurich and Kiel in northern Germany, where people are having events, chat groups, contests, and the sport is really being pushed. It's just a question, are we going to get organized and maybe even start a tour or a world championship where everybody participates? The sport is definitely spilling over from Hawaii to France, to Australia, to California, just like SUP did. Will there be a battle of the paddle, a battle of the foil, a foil battle? I'm not sure how you want to have a technical race through waves with foils. That is probably out. But you could really make a cool SUP wave pump foiling action where you have to pump an obstacle course from one wave to another, rounding buoys, and it's all in the pumping, the paddling, catching some glides. There is really such a big potential on how to make spectator friendly, fun, short, heat style events. I would love to see something like this. So let's see, let's like this video. A lot of people will find this video, and in a few years we can click back and see, did this guy just have a weird idea? Was he just completely lunatic off of his rocker, or a visionary? We don't know, but one thing that we know, we will see you guys in the next video.